Hey, and we're back. Brandon Rhymes here in studio. Dan Menikheim joining us, Prohealth Pest Control on the Consumer Quarterback Show. And we're going to touch on this case. Tucker Carlson latest episode just dropped on X. Ken Paxton acquitted, impeached, and he got acquitted. So it's interesting. I'm going to analyze that. I got some tape I'm going to play as well. Dan Menikheim in studio. Going to talk with him about some of the hurricane cleanup, some of the stuff happening, water intrusion that he's seen here locally in Tampa Bay. Before we do, a couple of hot listings. We like to feature our real estate listings live on air. It's part of our unique selling proposition, our strategy where we help sellers maximize the exposure and the profit on the sale of their real estate properties. 6964 Clinton Way, Wesley Chapel. This is vacant land. This is 3.48 parcel of land, acre parcel of land, zoned AR. There's no HOA or any CDD. You got electric nearby, water nearby. Into the cul-de-sac, only 4 other properties on the road, 15 to 20 minutes to the Tampa premium outlets. And you have a close proximity to golf clubs and shopping and other great stuff there as well. Wesley Chapel is the next major area for development. It's already happening. 6964 Clinton on Wesley Chapel. Great opportunity to own real estate, vacant land. We also list residential and commercial properties. So we'd love to talk to you buying, selling, or investing here in Tampa Bay. 701 Sugar Palm Street. 701 Sugar Palm Street. We got a motivated seller here. This is a beautiful 55-plus retirement community. 2 bedrooms, 2 bath, 1152 square feet. You got a corner lot, renovated one-spot carport, remodeled kitchen. You have a resort-style living in a 55-plus community. Water system has reverse osmosis, built-in china cabinets. You also have a primary, has a built-in dresser and ensuite, front porch with porcelain tile, and lots of extras here on this beautiful property. New windows, flooring, plumbing, sinks, faucet, AC, washer, dryer, utility sink. A lot to offer at 701 Sugar Palm Street in Largo, beautiful Pinellas County. And you can see all of our listings at PlatinumCoastalElite.com.
Yeah, I'm racing my class to those saving our ass overseas.
All right, we've got Dan Menikheim in studio, Prohealth Pest Control. What are you seeing out there, my friend? How are things going?
Good. What I've seen recently is with the storm surge.
Yep.
We had a couple people buying homes. I personally did an inspection in Hudson and in Treasure Island where they had some they had a little bit of flooding issues.
Yep.
Both homes were raised homes, but of course, even though they were raised homes, they had drywall and stuff in the bottom floor, even though it's an unsurable area and stuff. So I got to see some water damage and stuff like that where people live. A couple of family members had some flooding. They live in Hudson. A couple of family members I have and friends live up in Hudson on the water.
Yep.
Up there. They have they with the boat, they have boats in their backyard and stuff.
Yeah.
So we got some flooding. Not nothing crazy, but if you live on the water, on the beach, you might have got some water intrusion. So we've seen that, and took a look at it. Yeah.
So if you're on the left-hand side or left going north, so you're on the west side of US 19, that's typically what you saw, that kind of that line, that flow there, the water intrusion pushed up. What's the solution there? What do they have to do? Kind of cut that drywall out?
Yeah, that's what they're doing, cutting the drywall out. And what I recommend to them is, if I'm out there, we had a customer out there where the guy, he personally did it, but he was kind of a contractor and he actually did a really good job. They needed a new roof, but I said, hey, this guy really cleaned it up. And I said, listen, if that ever happens again, this is what I would do. I wouldn't replace it with drywall. I would replace it with tile or something. Do something decorative that can handle the water.
There you go. Good idea.
And the insurance companies in a lot of these newer homes, they're not covering that space. But you'll probably pay less for insurance for the stuff if you have a raised property. I mean, I'm not an insurance agent, but yeah. But all in all, the damage was probably dollar-wise a lot, right?
Yeah.
But it didn't seem no one got injured in our area, I don't think, for that.
Right.
Just some flooding and stuff in the lower levels,
Wasn't as bad as it could have been.
Yeah, but some drywall removal. Some people, one of my friends, actually it was a friend that I looked at his house, he's in an older house built in the 50s. He got a couple feet in his house.
Oh man.
Yeah. So they're living in a trailer next to their mobile trailer next to their house. Their sister had one that parked it. So they'll be fine.
Yeah. Now let me ask you. So when that happens, Dan, when you have water that intrudes into the home, and you have, of course, electrical running through the walls, once that's wet, is that whole system compromised, or does that typically not pierce the outer coating?
It's whatever it touches is compromised.
Okay.
Yeah. If it got I personally didn't see anything where the electric was compromised. The water didn't get that high. But yeah, I mean, if the water hits the electric, you gotta all the outlets gotta be replaced. It's compromised for sure. And anything drywall that touches, it's got to be removed.
Yeah.
Down to the studs. Down to the studs.
Yep.
And then you gotta dry it out and start from there. Any wood, if it gets in, another friend of mine, low-lying area, her house got flooded too, and. Her cabinet's got to come out.
Yeah.
She got a few feet in the water. Yeah, wow. And I think she did. She already had people there, and I was just stopped by. She didn't need any help or anything. But I stopped by her house, and that's gonna be a major deal. But she's, she lives in a low-lying area. So
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
That's one of the major challenges right now. Actually had an interesting call yesterday. There was a gentleman listening to the show, called in, wanted to talk a little bit about the insurance challenges that we have in Florida. And he said, look, I'm looking at purchasing $1 million house. It was over about $1.5 million home. He said, but by the time I got my insurance quotes, it was something like $26,000 a year for insurance, just to have insurance as a recurring payment. He's like, yeah. I can't bite that off and think about, swallow that $26,000 a year recurring every year to live in beautiful Tampa Bay. I forgot what area he was looking at. I think he said Pinellas County. And so he was going to look at some other areas. And he was also talking about going up to South Carolina, I think it was, and kind of, moving further up and out. Have you kind of heard that same sentiment, or what have you seen on the insurance?
People, it's kind of, people move, a lot of people move because of grandchildren. In our area, right? If they retire here, sure. Then they start having children, and the next thing you know, they're moving. And a lot of them come back. It definitely, I've heard it becomes, we could be less affordable and less desirable just on the insurance portion of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, but it's one of those things, like, this hasn't, like the house, my friend knows the history of the house, right? The one that one of them that got flooded. It got flooded like in 2016, and then it was like back in 93. So this doesn't happen all the time,
Sure.
And then I think, what could you do with a lower lying house? Number one, you could lift it, right? That seems expensive, but I think you want to get it to where you take the outlets and you move them up. You move them higher. You retrofit the house as it is.
There you go.
So the next time a flood does happen, there's less damage to it. We need to make our homes a little bit more waterproof that are on the water.
Yep.
So the rest of us aren't affected as badly.
Right.
Because all in all, we all end up paying for it. I think a little bit.
Yeah, that's the way insurance works.
Yeah, but our taxes are a lot less here. I'm telling you this. I took a vacation to Alaska. You're not getting rid of me, Florida. I'm staying right here. I'm not moving.
What was your takeaway from Alaska? I saw some of the pictures.
Absolutely gorgeous, and we wwe looking at one of the greatest things I ever seen. We were seeing a glacier popping and cracking. I mean, it was one of the best, things in our life. And it was 45 degrees, 45, 95. I don't know. I think that's a break even. And we're about to head in some of the best weather on the, pretty much in the United States, right? When we get into November, December, January, February, March, April,
yeah.
I mean, the weather is just absolutely perfect here.
Yeah.
So, my takeaway is yes, love Alaska, great place to visit, not moving there.
Yeah,
and I'll go back, I loved it. It was absolutely great. Yeah.
That's good stuff. We're talking with Dan Menikheim here, Prohealth Pest Control. Him and his lovely wife, Melissa, are a husband-wife team right here in Tampa Bay, Prohealth Pest Control. And I was going to mention too, you kind of hit on a subject of when you have this risk, right? These insurances, they're trying to accumulate risk and take that risk, and they have these what they call actuaries. Basically, they're analyzing risk. They're looking at how much damage could be caused from a hurricane, etc. But the thing that people don't realize, Superstorm Sandy hit New York, New Jersey, hit the the Northeast, and here we are in Florida, Texas, Louisiana, paying the bulk of these funds that replenishes the National Flood Insurance Program, the NFIP. And then you had Superstorm Sandy come in and devastate the Northeast, and they're not paying much, as far as percentage-wise. I would beg to argue their percentages that they're paying versus what we're paying here in South Florida, right? So you kind of hit on a topic that's interesting there, Dan.
Yeah. And you look, and there's a lot of damage that happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
The whole coast. Hurricanes, they happen everywhere. I know Long Island gets hit. I've had some family that lived there. Like once again, if any coastal place, it's possible you're going to get some floodwater.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's confusing. It's confusing for people. It's
and if you live on a river or by a river, they have floods all the time where people live on by water too. Yeah. Maybe we need to spread it out a little bit.
Yeah, spread it out. Yeah. People are worried. They're about as worried as an NFL running back after a pregnancy test. All right, let's go into a break. We're taking a quick break there. Dan Menikheim, Prohealth Pest Control, coming up here. Also, going to play this clip on Tucker. Ken Paxton, he's the AG out in Texas. They tried to railroad this guy. They tried to impeach him. They did impeach him. And it's interesting. I'm going to play a quick clip here, and we're going to talk about that a little bit. Ken Paxton, one of the good guys, though. He's one of the good guys fighting the good fight. And we'll be right back here more on the Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
Hey, everybody, it's the Captain, Matt Bruce, and you're listening to my buddy, Brandon Rhymes, a Consumer Quarterback. Sell, Brandon, sell.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 727-263-3707. Online at ConsumerQB.com.
Patriot Mobile is America's only Christian conservative wireless provider who shares your values. They offer the very best nationwide coverage on 4G and 5G LTE networks and exceptional 100% US-based customer support. Patriot Mobile offers discounts for veterans and first responders, NRA members, and families with multiple lines. Learn more at patriotmobile.com/consumer QB. That's patriotmobile.com/consumer QB. Or if you'd like to give us a call, you can reach out at 727-263-3707. That's 727-263-3707. And we'd be happy to tell you more about Patriot Mobile. Selling commercial, vacant land, or residential properties? Don't leave money on the table. List with the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. I'm Brandon Rhymes. You can reach me at 727-263-3707. Call or text 727-263-3707. Online at ConsumerQB.com.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at ConsumerQB.com.
All right, Brandon Rhymes here, back in studio. Dan Menikheim coming up here in just a moment. And going to touch on this Tucker Carlson interview with Ken Paxton. Before we do, I want to thank one of our sponsors here, Replenish IV Solutions, longtime friends, the Consumer Quarterback Show, ReplenishIVSolutions.com. You get your vitamin infusion drip, all the good stuff going into your body, boosting your immunity, boosting your immune system. ReplenishIVSolutions.com. Make sure you let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. Take them up on special offers and incentives. 9731 San Vincent Way. We've got a property that is very motivated seller here. 9731 San Vincent Way. This property is in Port Richey. Owner is motivated. New roof about a year and a half ago. New AC, air ducts, electrical components, water heater, appliances. Basically a brand new home that's been remodeled all the way down to the studs. So you have a great opportunity to own real estate. Owner just reduced the price again. 9731 San Vincent Way, Port Richey. And we are motivated to get this one sold. We have also property on the beach, 861 Mandalay Avenue. $1 million listing on Clearwater Beach, 861 Mandalay Avenue. 2-bedroom, 2-bath, featuring sleek quartz countertops, gorgeous stainless steel appliances. You have a luxurious walk-in closet with built-in organizers, master bath with jetted tub, full shower, and 2 elegant vanities. Charming pergola, nearly 900 square foot screened-in patio. Steps away from the sugar sand beaches and dolphin-filled waters. Beautiful Clearwater Beach. And you can see all of our listings online. PlatinumCoastalElite.com. PlatinumCoastalElite.com.
This is God's country.